Hello, welcome to Healing with podcast. I am Marissa McDevitt, your host, mindset coach, mentor, and founder of Healing Center. Tired of all the BS? So was I. This podcast is my raw, unfiltered take on life, sharing my personal experiences, lessons, and healing practices that helped me break free from the cycles that no longer serve me. I'm just an average woman who decided to stop settling and start speaking up. Here we dive deep into the messy, beautiful, and sometimes painful realities of life, business, and relationships. No fluff, no judgment, just real talk, real growth, and real transformation. This is a safe space for anyone, women, men, and all the beauties in between. So who's ready to raise their standards, heal, and step into their power? Let's learn, grow, and evolve together. Now tune in and let's talk about it. All right, y'all, welcome back to Healing with podcast. Today, I'm super excited because we are going to be talking about QHHT, past life regression, through the Dolores Cannon method, and how accessing the subconscious can bring profound healing, clarity, and self-trust. So I really encourage y'all to have an open mind and be very curious about this topic because all is welcome. And the reason why I say that is because I myself was very curious and a little skeptical until I had a QHHT session done by my coach, Victor Odo, who is certified through Dolores Cannon. And I am bringing the QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, into my programs as well, which I am so excited about because I cannot wait to tell you my experience through the QHHT. But before we get into the good stuff of my fun stories everybody loves listening to, what is QHHT? So QHHT stands for Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, which was developed by Dolores Cannon as a pioneer in past life regression and subconscious exploration. QHHT works with the subconscious mind, also referred to as the higher self, the superconscious, the inner intelligence. Clients are guided into a deep theta brainwave state. In this state, the conscious mind relaxes and the subconscious becomes accessible. So remember, this is not a mind control. You are aware, you are present, and you are in control the entire time, which is so bizarre to me. Dolores Cannon approach. Dolores Cannon spent over 40 years refining this method. What makes her approach unique? She allowed the subconscious to speak directly. She asked open-ended questions without interpretation. She trusted the intelligence of the subconscious to reveal past lives, emotional imprints, soul contracts, physical and emotional root causes, guidance for this lifetime. The subconscious already knows what you need to see, heal, and remember. Yes. So many yeses. So let me explain how a QHHT session works. So usually there's an introduction, so a gentle relaxation into a theta state, body fully relaxed, mind focused. I lay down a gentle relaxation into the theta state, full body relaxed, mind focused. But you cannot fall asleep, and I'll get into that. Past life exploration. So past lives shown symbolically or literally, often chosen by the subconscious to explain fears, patterns, relationships, blocks in this lifetime. This happened to me. I cannot wait to tell you. Part 3. The subconscious healing and dialogue. So direct communication with your higher self you can have in these past life regressions or this quantum healing hypnosis state. And clients ask questions about their health, purpose, relationships, and direction. The subconscious may offer energetic healing as well in the session. The science and consciousness side. Theta brainwaves are associated with deep meditation, creativity, memory, and the subconscious access. So the mind does not differentiate between remembered experience and imagined experience. Healing occurs when awareness, emotion, and belief shifts simultaneously. So whether you see it as spiritual, psychological, or symbolic, the healing is real. So here we go. I am going to share with you my personal experience through my first ever QHHT session, which was facilitated by my coach, Victor Odo, which he is certified through Dolores Cannon's work. So this experience deeply impacted me because I was so excited to try a past life regression. I've always been really interested in my past lives, just because I remember signing my soul contract coming to this earth. I always had a feeling that I've been on planet Earth many times. So when I first had a mediumship read, for example, I went to her because I was like, well, I don't know anybody who passed away. But someone said, no, she does past life, future, all the things. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So I went to her to get information on my past life. So when I heard about what QHHT and it could go into your past lives, I was super excited, and that was my intention. So we did it through online during our class, and he had all of us lay down. For some reason, this time was at night, and I was kind of tired all day, and he says, like, don't fall asleep. And so I was just so excited to do this. QHHT, I got my bed already. I got my eye mask. I got my incense going, which you really don't need any of that, but eye mask does help to keep your eyes closed and just be comfortable. And I was so comfy, and I'm going through the session, and I'm probably 10 minutes in, and I woke up, meaning I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I was mad. I was so mad. And my fiance was laying in bed next to me, and he's like, what is going on with you? Because I had this sourpuss face on me, and I was all grumpy like a Grinch. I'm like, honey, I was not supposed to fall asleep. And he's like, well, how am I supposed to know if you're meditating or if you're falling asleep? Your eyes have a pillow on it, and you look relaxed to me. So I was all pissed off, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to try again tomorrow. So I go to sleep. I wake up. I'm all excited. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to fall asleep. Okay, quick pause right here because I'm so excited to share with you. I'm officially announcing my first ever 6-month soul alignment group coaching program. And yes, it's actually happening. This is an online conscious coaching community designed for those who are ready to truly water their garden, commit to their healing, and step fully into their next level. Inside this container, you'll receive 2 live group coaching calls each month, 1 private one-on-one session with me to go deeper into your personal journey, weekly divine assignments to keep you engaged, aligned, and actually taking action toward your goals, not just talking about them. This is about accountability, embodiment, and momentum. And because healing should also be fun and expansive, there are opportunities to win prizes, plus some powerful bonuses included. Let me say this again. The bonuses alone are incredible. Bonus 1, a QHHT session. Yes, a past life regression experience I'm beyond excited to offer. Second bonus, a somatic breathwork ceremony to move energy and release what no longer serves you. Third bonus, an in-person or virtual Reiki session. And fourth, of course, exclusive discounts on any future retreats and workshops to come in 2026. This is conscious coaching, where traditional coaching meets spiritual coaching, where mindset, energy, healing, and action come together. 2026 is the year to go all in on you. And why not begin that journey surrounded by like-minded, soul-aligned community that truly supports your growth? So right now, pre-registration is open. We begin February 9th, 2026. So don't wait. If you feel the pull, this container is very intentional. It's intimate and it's powerful. So if you feel that, the link will be in the show notes. Register for the Soul Alignment Program, February 9th, 2026. All right, let's get back to the episode. So I told my fiance, I said, you need to go out of the room. I'm going to lock myself in here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it right. So luckily, this is a recording that my coach has done many times through his retreats, his programs. So I have this forever, which is what I'm going to be using in my programs as well. So anyways, I restart. I do everything over again, and I am in it, and I remember, okay, this is the part where I fell asleep. I'm not going to fall asleep. I'm going to keep going. I'm going deeper. I'm listening to what he says. And then I step through the door, because there's a part where you step through the door. And I cannot make this up, y'all. It was like literally like a psychedelic experience without taking the psychedelics. I step through this door that he says, and boom, I am shot back right into my past life, a past life of mine. And I was in a teepee in the desert. There was dirt on the ground. There was no floor, so it was dirt on the ground. I was in a teepee. I had a table in there. It was like almost kind of like stone. I had children. I had a boy and a girl. I had a husband. The husband was the hunter of the village, so he was a man that like went out and killed the buffalo and provided food for the village. And I was actually the medicine woman of the village. So I was the shaman of the village. And I was healing people in our village. I was connecting with spirits. I was doing all kinds of healings. And then as he walks you through this, there was another time in that same vision, that same past life, I was at a ceremony, a fire ceremony. There was fire dancers and twirlers, and everybody was partying, and they crowned me. And what happened was something happened with the leader of the village, and I was crowned the shaman. I was already the shaman, but then I was crowned the leader of this whole village, this tribe. And it was a big ceremony, and everybody was celebrating, and I was happy, and everybody's happy, and I was just happy to be of service and provide for the village, and that they felt so comfortable, and they looked up to me to have a woman run the village, which apparently might have been rare. I don't know. Then I was guided. They usually guide you on, and how did you die in this past life, right? So then I was in a teepee, and there was a line out my teepee, and I was covered with bear skin or buffalo skin and bear fur and buffalo, like a lot of very thick and delicate furs, because I almost like I was cold, but I was old. And there was a line out the teepee of everybody from the village coming in and blessing me for my next life. So they were giving me offerings. So they would bring me flowers. They would bring me gold. They would bring me food. They would bring me all kinds of gifts. And they would lay it on me and around me. And everybody was just thanking me for my time on this earth, thanking me for all the healing I have done for the village. And they were giving me all these offerings, so I would do good on the spirit side, so I would do good on my next life. And I passed away from old age. I passed away peacefully from old age. I didn't stop there. Once I passed on to the other side, I was who they prayed to still. So I was still helping that same village on the other side. I was who they did ceremony for. When they did ceremony, they would call me in. They would pray to me, and I was helping. I was looking over everybody in that village. And then you were asked, did you know anybody in that lifetime that you know now today? And immediately, without even a second to go by, it was yes, Roger. Your fiance now was your husband in that past life. Holy freaking smokes, you guys. Holy freaking smokes. I went cuckoo in the new. I went cuckoo in the new. And then the regression stopped, and I didn't even journal it. At first, I just jumped out of bed. I ran out to the garage. I said, babe, it worked. It freaking worked. You have to listen to this, what this is. And I tell him the whole story. And then at the end, I said, guess what? And he's like, what? And I'm like, you were my husband in that past life. I mean, honestly, like, him and I talk about it all the time, that we know that we have been together in a past life before, and that we always say, like, I'm so happy I found you in this lifetime. I'm so happy I found you in this lifetime, because we truly do that. We feel that we have been partners in many lifetimes, and that it's kind of a game of ours to kind of find each other again. And that was confirmation, like, probably maybe we made that agreement when I was a shaman in that life, which is so funny, you know, because like I knew as a shaman and a spiritual healer that, hey, we can keep doing this or whatever. I really, truly believe that. So what gives me confirmation on this past life regression, which is also why I'm so excited, is because remember when I told you about the mediumship? When I asked her about my past life, she mentioned, yes, you're a Native American, you were a fortune teller, you were a psychic, you were a healer, an herbalist healer. You also had horses and carriages, and then you would go on the Oregon Trail. Like I was a Native American, I guess, quite a bit in my past lives, which is very interesting because in this life, like now, a red-tailed hawk is my spiritual animal. It always has been my spirit guide, a red-tailed hawk. I've had a hawk follow me my whole entire life. My stepdad, who is Native American, he is the one who pointed it out to me as a kid. He said, ever since you were a kid, you always had, every time we would ride horses, every time we would herd cattle, every time we would be anywhere, there would be a hawk. Always. He said there would be a hawk that would follow us on our ride. And it's a spirit guide of mine. And working with plant medicine, I've been so intrigued to work with plant medicine for years, especially doing so many psychedelics over the years. I've always been so intrigued to host plant medicine ceremonies, which I have done with psilocybin and DMT. My next journey will be ayahuasca here in the next couple years. I feel it. It's been calling me for a while. I was a little nervous and scared, but now I'm super excited to dive into it. On top of it, when I had another mediumship read, same thing happened. She's like, what is up with you in the plant medicine? You need to be doing this plant medicine, something to do with your plant medicine. And again, shaman, like keeps coming up. And it's this past life. It's just so many connections and synchronicities that happen to confirm this past life regression. So here's why I'm bringing QHHT into my programs. It not only regulates your nervous system, you have identity shifts inside the hypnosis, emotional release, soul level clarity. It aligns with conscious coaching because it works at the root and empowers self-trust, and it bypasses overthinking. For me, for example, it gave me just tons of clarity and confirmation on what I've felt through this lifetime. The great thing is it's impacted me so much that I am actively pursuing my QHHT certification this year to to embody this work. So who is QHHT for? QHHT, I believe, is for anyone, to be honest. It's for people feeling stuck despite doing all the work. I'm doing all the work, but I still feel stuck. It's for those seeking clarity on purpose or patterns. It's for those who are curious about soul memory and healing, and both spiritual and grounded individuals. QHHT is for all. Even if you're skeptical, try it, because I was a little bit. And going back to my experience, when they say like you're fully aware, I was literally fully aware. It was just bizarre. It was so bizarre because I was laying there and I knew I was laying there. I wasn't like traveling. Like I've done DMT where I have blasted off into other dimensions and your soul is not here. I've done mushrooms and psychedelics where everything around you is breathing and all the things and whatnot. This experience is completely sober, completely, you're aware the whole time. I was aware the whole time that I was being guided through this journey. It was like a meditation. It was like a deep meditation. It was amazing. So if you have any interest, this is the time to book a QHHT session with me. The affirmation I want to close on is I trust the wisdom within me. My subconscious holds clarity, healing, and truth. I am open to remembering who I am, releasing what no longer serves me, and stepping fully into my aligned path. And with much love, have a beautiful day.